everyone. Welcome to our second stream for the term, which is our first study series of the Upside Down Kingdom.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
Back streaming and back here and back doing studies on stream and gotta love lockdown, but that's okay because we're keeping everyone safe and that's the important thing about it. How is everyone doing? We're excited to see everyone. We've got lots of different people in the chat, Louis.
We've got Tori, Angel, Ads. We've got Tori, the other Tori as well. We've also got Annika. What else we got? Yes. Oh, that helps, yeah.
Natasha. Awesome. Hi, guys. Hello. Welcome. I hope you guys are having good kind of lives right now and enjoying lockdowns. Yes. So. How is everyone doing? Is everyone kind of settling into the lockdown rhythms again, or is everyone still kind of a bit kind of shaken and still kind of just praying constantly that we get out of it?
Well, I don't know. I don't want to sound mean, but I normally do the closes at work, and when it's lockdown, it's easy to do because no one comes into the store. So
that is very
I love
true.
it. So I'm loving it at the moment. So I secretly just want lockdown to stay like this, just so I can get stuff done quickly. But I know I really would love to be out with my friends and after youth and all of that, or after church. So I would love to be able to do that again. But just the fun things that sort of the little glimmers of hope during lockdown.
Yeah, definitely keen to be back out of lockdown again. It is not fun. Just want to be able to go back to church and do life and go to lunch with people and
But it's like forced savings for people sometimes. It's like forced savings. You can't go anywhere, but that's okay.
Hello, Angel. Yes, that's okay. I heard about your fundraiser and I'm like, yes, we have to send it through. We got to support, get the fundraiser up. So I'm so keen. That's so cool that you're doing this big bike ride for fundraising for the kids. So that's awesome. We're all really proud of you. We're all rooting for you. Please stay safe while riding your bike.
What's the fundraiser again for?
It's sick children, I believe. I did read it and I did look into it, but I can't remember.
So I think the goal is 100 Ks in them. 2? Oh, shit. Okay, sorry, we got just sorry.
I don't ride that
correct
much.
Informations.
Hello, everybody. Hi.
So Angel is doing an awesome 200 bike ride in the month. In a month. So let's get round to support her. One of our great youth 100%. that come each week. So
Are we allowed to post the link in the description if it's able to be found easily, Josiah?
I shall look into it.
People can go and support her.
At some point.
Because, I think it's a $500 goal that she's got, so we could totally just smash that out of the park and just double it or triple it.
Thanks, sorry, your headphones. Well, maybe we could even smash it out. Maybe not, but it would be awesome to get her goal and reach her goal.
100%.
And it'd be awesome.
Yeah, I think when I put it in, we were 25% there. So a quarter of the way, we could get there.
36% now.
36. Nice.
So
we can do this. Totally.
Yeah, we could totally do this.
Just go berate your parents. Go, hey, we need to support our friend.
Support our friend. So yes, maybe we'll go for our first talking point, and we'll see what you can also put your responses in. I would love to see your response to this question.
100%.
What is your favourite book of the Bible? And when I saw this question on the run sheet, I could not think of one, and I just go, God.
It's too hard. Josiah's just posted the link for Angel's thing, but favourite book of the Bible is really hard because I like the whole thing.
And I like peak.
So I feel like at the minute for me it's Psalms because I've been loving just reading through that and praying it, and it's a whole spiel that I won't bore you with. But I
remember
definitely love it.
I would be sort of on the same lines. Dad showed me obviously that you can. There's a thing of Psalms on Spotify, so it's music that plays in the background and all of that. So yeah, definitely love Psalms. Definitely all the Gospels ads. I agree. Yep. The Gospels are good. I think it's hard to pick my favourite one. For a while there, it was John because I just loved how much he loved God, and you could see that through his writing. But then I don't know. At the minute, I'm obsessed with The Chosen. If you've forgotten, I haven't mentioned it in the last 5 minutes. But I think Matthew's becoming a bit more of a favourite for me because I just love the character. So yes, but hey, Esther
is good. Esther is such a good book, and I actually love I love it because it doesn't actually mention God once. It mentions prayer and things, but it doesn't mention God once. And it just is so powerful to see that God is still at work, even when it's not explicit, even when it's not, God did this, it is quite clear that God's hand is on the situation. Axe is so good.
Yeah.
Love Axe.
So cool.
We're just going to sit here and go, oh, I love that one.
It's like when you have a conversation with a group. I remember we were all hanging out and we're like talking about different Top Gear episodes, and it was just like one after the other, and it's like, yes! Adam
would just get up and like totally lose his mind over every episode. Yeah.
Or like at the start of the year, and Ads have mentioned Superstore, and you just see Adam nearly fall off his chair. So it was quite funny.
Revelation is good. Judges is good. I like Judges. Judges is fun. It's super gory and super bizarre and has like the most wacky stories and some of my favourite stories as well. Like the story of Deborah is awesome and nuanced and amazing, and just go read it because it's the best.
I just love story. I don't know. I go like just different stories from different books. Like, you know, I love Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, and I'm like, also me, a theatre person, like it's a show, so it's like, you know, I can imagine it, and then like obviously like Jesus Christ Superstar, another one. Yes, I know it's a musical, but yes, can be very controversial, but still, like, you know, you're reading it. Then when I've done the show, I've like read through the story and gone through it and understood the story a lot more with like context, and well, the character I'm playing would be so supportive of why, at this time I can understand why they're angry, and like, you know, my 100%. Friends would be learning at the same time, but you know, even though the show is controversial in the Christian community, it's but it's still great to learn the whole entire story.
So good to have context, and that's the thing that I've been loving about The Chosen is like it's all these names like Sanhedrin and things that I've had no idea. You'd read it in the Gospels and go, okay, that's a name that I don't know. We're going to just ignore that and keep reading. And now I actually understand that they're more of this like, almost like the judicial system of the Jewish law. And like, so to know that a bit more and like, obviously that's not a technical definition. That's just my understanding of it from watching The Chosen. But to know that, I've gone through and read the Gospels, and then I'm like, oh, that's them. Okay, now I know why they're upset. Okay, that makes sense. But I definitely love that. I love the Book of Ruth as well. Yeah, it's probably that was my favorite as a kid because obviously I'm the star of that book. But just I loved the neatness of it. Like it's a classic love story. It's very it's got a happy ending. It's your classic kind of story arc. It starts with them kind of, I guess nowadays it would be in the middle of the movie, but it's kind of, you've got that kind of deep down point where they're at the bottom of the pit, and now God brings them out of it into really good stuff. So
there's so
so The Chosen, it absolutely helps visualize the Gospels. What else? And Ads does understand that you're a theatre person.
I do. And I'm not sure the term Technicolor is in Genesis, but I just like using the word Technicolor. But it's okay.
Proverbs is amazing. Proverbs is so good, and it's like you can read it in a month, so it makes it so good.
It's like I remember Light FM would be like, oh, a proverb a day or something, and they would just recycle the same. Obviously, it's like, oh, you can read it in a month, so it's like,
Exodus is good. Exodus is fun. It's always interesting. Always interesting reading about the Israelites, and we always sit here and go, oh, the Israelites, they kept messing up, and it's like, no, we're meant to kind of point the mirror back at ourselves and go, we also mess up just as much, and God still loves us, so that's a good thing.
Maybe we should go to our next question. What is your dream job?
Oh, I don't really have one anymore. I think I use it kind of like as a kid, I remember doing like a occupation work day thing where you dressed up as your dream job in like year 2. And for me, that was a policewoman. And I've dressed up my like stuffed toy dog as a police dog and brought that along with me. Yeah. But I think when I was probably in my early teens, it was to join Mythbusters and be a Mythbuster. Oh. That was my dream job.
That would be fun.
But nowadays, got no idea. Just kind of plodding away. I don't have one.
I've always, I don't know, obviously, if you know me quite well, I've had, obviously, let's say, I used to be, when my parents were at one church, and we'd have to set up, sort of like at Follow, we'd have to set up the sound equipment all the time, and we would always do sound and all of that. So I always been doing that stuff. I would love to do lighting design for, like, my dream job is to do it on Broadway, for a big show on Broadway.
That'd be
to do
so
anything
cool.
with theatre is like a job that I would love to do. Obviously, we're in lockdown, so can't do that at the moment, but would love that is my dream job. But to go over to New York and do it, that would be my
so cool.
dream.
Awesome. That's a good dream job. Broadway. What else have we got? We've got Esther wants to be an author or a teacher. That's cool. I like that. Architect or interior designer. I love that. That was probably another dream job, was I wanted to be like an architect or interior designer.
And then we can see you on the
That's when
block
I
in
did
many years'
VizCom
time.
and I'm like, oh, I love all this. Makeup artist. Love it. Dentist. I hope you're a nice dentist, because often people say that dentists are bad. But I used to have a really good dentist that I only just left because I couldn't make the 2-hour trip up to go see the dentist. But
dentists
are cool.
Talking about Tori's mum's a dental therapist, so looks after people and has a lot of people that have had bad experiences at the dentist. So I can understand how people have that fear. A makeup artist. Oh,
Makeup
do you do
artist
like the
is cool.
gory stuff, or is it more of like the nice, like pretty going out to, like
It's
dinner
Annika,
or
so I
something?
think she does more of the pretty stuff.
But would you be interested in the gory side stuff? Like, I always got to be careful. And I went back to Beacon Hills and did a theatre studies day with them, and they were doing the fake gory makeup, and I still had it on my arm and nearly walked into work with it, like a fake wound, and I was like, should actually remove that.
Yeah,
But,
probably.
yeah.
We've got Tori wants to be a detective, crime scene investigator, or spy, or forensic psychologist. That's cool.
Oh,
That is very cool. I've got one of my closest friends is actually studying like forensics and stuff, which is super cool. I love that.
yeah.
What else have we got? Too old to have a dream job. You're never too old to have a dream job. Dream your job away. We've got eternity in heaven with Jesus. Dream your dream job away. You don't know what will happen. What else have we got? Want to work with the elderly or disabled. That's awesome. I love that. Yeah. I did different like oh my gosh, Lee.
Wow.
I'm going to focus on Ella because that was really lovely. And like I remember going in year 7 and we did like a term where we visited an aged care facility and like just hung out with the people there. It was really lovely. So that's so cool. And what else have we got? Angel wants to be a helicopter pilot. That's cool. That is very cool. I am very impressed. I can't do anything like piloty because I have glasses, so that just doesn't work out very well. I think you need like
people that
20/20 vision.
probably not, but
Also, I don't like heights, so that doesn't help either.
Stop.
I'm glad you'll be a nice dentist, Natasha. That's good. She can do. Apparently, she can do very gory stuff.
Yes.
That's cool. That's good that you have a range, because that's important. You don't want to be niche.
There'll always be work then.
Have you watched the TV show on Netflix, Glow Up? There's 2 seasons of it now, and it's at like a competition with makeup artists, and they basically
Is it like RuPaul's Drag Race? No, not really.
No, it's makeup artists, and they do. It's like any of your classic like TV like Bake Off, like Great British Bake Off.
Yeah, right.
But like it's makeup instead of baking. Like that's their skill. So they do makeup on people, and it's different styles. So there'll be, I think one week there was prosthetics. There was one where they did a Broadway one, so they did the makeup for Lion King and had to do it timely and right and all that. It was very interesting. So to have range,
some of them would have like makeup
important.
changes, like during
it was just the main characters, so they didn't do the whole thing. They just they all like teamed up and tried to do
quickly. Imagine being like one of those ones. Okay, you're a lion for this number. Okay, you've got like 5 minutes. Then change your makeup and your costume to another different animal.
Oh, it's an art. It's an art form in itself. What else have we got? Tori wants to graphic design, working for theatre. That would be awesome. That'd be so cool. Theatre.
Yes, she has seen your show.
That's good. Yeah, it's amazing. I love watching it and rewatching it. It's so good. And I was really happy because I think the second season, the person that I was wanting to win the whole way won, and I'm like, yes, very happy. What else have we got? Have we got anyone else? Any other dream jobs?
Also, anyone else really excited to watch the opening?
Wait, it's opening tonight?
I didn't know that.
Since when? Sure.
I'm a theatre person.
Clearly, we know what's going on. We know what's happening in the world. All I know is that, like, what cases New South Wales has. Like, I've got no idea what else is going on.
110.
But that's cool. I'm excited for the Olympics. I love the Olympics. I always think it's so cool to watch these incredible athletes.
The synchronized swimmers and the thing on their nose.
I think, like, and I don't know if Simone Biles is going this year, but I really hope she is because she's phenomenal and just the best.
Yeah.
And love her.
It's on at 8:30 p.m. Sorry, yes, it's on at 8:30.
So we will make sure we have finished up by 8:30. So we probably should move on to another. Reckon what time? We probably should move on to the game because we're running out of time. All right, we are on a time frame. All right, so our game tonight is Psalms or Shakespeare. So we're going to have a quote such as, "I am a man more sinned against than sinning." So we have to guess, and we want you guys to guess what it is, whether it is from the Book of Psalms or whether it is a quote from one of Shakespeare's plays or sonnets.
Also, I do kind of want to preface this. By the way, hi, it's Josiah.
That's the disembodied voice that you're hearing.
Yes. Oh, I'm the voiceover person. No. So there are multiple different translations of the Psalms because I tried to make some things sound a bit more similar Shakespeare-y. So
he's trying to trip you up.
Yeah.
Basically, King James Version of the Bible is literally nearly Shakespearean.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, that's kind of around the same era, similar, or close. All right, so we've got a few answers starting to come in. Shakespeare, some Shakespeare. We've got a few things.
We got a few. We got one.
Wait for a few more to come in. What are you thinking, Louis?
I'm thinking more Shakespeare.
Also, we don't know the answers. We haven't seen the answers, by the way.
We've got no idea. He's the one
it's just Josiah.
I'm more thinking Shakespeare, but then I could be wrong. Like, obviously, it's 50-50. So
that's how the game works.
So
I'm with you. I think it's Shakespeare as well.
Shakespeare,
I think,
yes.
Yeah. Shakespeare. All right, Josiah, our answer. It is Shakespeare. Okay. You guys are correct. Who got it first? It was Keziah.
Yep.
Sorry, I've completely forgot what your username was and I'm trying to read it. I'm like, which person is that again? All right, next one. Be still and know that I am God.
How did he not give it away?
Got to think on this
Palmsy.
one. Sami, got to get Shakespeare. All right. Nice, Liam.
I love the slang name for it now. Palmsy. It sounds like a
Sami. All right. I think people have got this one. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure it's a psalm.
Tough one here.
I think it's difficult, but it's a close one, but I think Psalms. Josiah?
Yeah.
You're all correct. You're all 100% correct. I'm glad you all know that one because that is a very good one to remember.
Psalm 46:10, by the way, for those of you who want to know the reference.
There's a good psalm. All right, next one. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want.
Yay. Adam, gotta be Shakes.
I really hope you'll get this one right because I reckon I would be pretty safe in saying this is very famous.
Yeah.
Like, very, very famous.
He's sitting there laughing, like trying to hold it in, trying not make a noise back there, but you know, he's like.
I really hope these are going to get easier because so far, I mean harder, because they've so far been very easy. Yeah, I think they've got it. It's Psalms. It is probably the most famous psalm ever. So I'm glad you all got it. Well done.
Yeah.
All right. Next one. The evil that men do lives after them. That's right. I'll read. The evil that men do lives after them.
Yeah.
Psalm or Shakespeare? He just made it like the whole screen. All right. We've got people answering pretty quickly on this one as well. I think.
Yeah. Shakespeare.
The Shakespeare. What are you thinking, Louis?
I'm thinking Shakespeare.
We're in the same line, yeah. We are correct. It is Shakespeare. I think Natasha got that one first, so well done, Natasha. Keep forgetting to
She just answered the other one. She's like, no, yep, mine, yep.
All right. The better part of valor is discretion. Ooh, that's a bit more tricky.
That's tricky.
What do you guys think? The better part of valor is discretion.
I'm not too sure. Ronald says Shakespeare. I'm to be or not to be. I don't know.
All right. Everyone's going Shakesy. I'm with them. I'm going Shakesy. I think that sounds about right. I don't think that the Bible has used valor much.
Different translations, though.
Yeah, valor's very
I was gonna say
like kind of Middle England sort of vibes. I don't know it was necessarily a type of word that was used.
Nothing will come of nothing.
Oh. Now that could be either. I'm just saying.
Shake it.
Oh. Hey, Anthony. Welcome. Welcome to Psalms or Shakespeare. Nothing will come of nothing. I mean, that could be Ecclesiastes for all we know.
Oh, who knows?
Just some Lamentations thrown in. Just
you know how you were talking about The Chosen, which is about the 12 disciples. You know there's a TV show that is about how Shakespeare wrote his plays called Upstart Crow.
I love it.
I'm just like,
we do have some discretions here. We have Psalms and Shakespeare, kind of a bit of a
you hope you haven't thrown us a curveball and gone both.
Nothing will come of nothing. I'm going to put my answer out there and say it's Shakespeare. That's my gut instinct. I think it's Shakespeare.
I think it's Shakespeare, but I was just playing.
Well, funny thing, while I was doing some research for this, I actually came across an article where some people actually hypothesized that maybe Shakespeare actually translated some of the Psalms.
Oh.
So maybe he popped some of his words in there. Just going to put that out there. I don't know if it's fact at all. It was just an article. So we don't know if there's any actual
That's interesting.
basis on that. That is complete hypothesis.
Because was he alive was he alive during King James's era? Because I know he was alive during Elizabeth's.
Yeah, it was during one of the translations. But that's why people may think that it was, because obviously he was a scholar, he wrote stuff, but there's
no, he could have.
That I've actually seen. I just want to put it out there to confuse some people. That's
all right. I think we're ready to know the answer now. Well, it is Shakespeare. Yeah. I'm glad I know my gut.
I think, yeah. Okay.
You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies.
It sounds like Ads has said for the one person who...
Well, there we go, Ads. Thank you. There we go. So he did not at all. There you go. There's the answer. I didn't really research it much. So I just, Nice, though.
It's like those articles. Do you think this?
This is why fact-checking is important.
No, this is like made from someone's just random thought.
Yeah. Some.
I was thinking Psalms.
It is Psalms. I feel like you could have gotten some more variety on that, because we've had 2 Psalms from the same Psalm. I will lift my eyes to the hills, from whence comes my help. What are people thinking? Thoughts around this one? I will lift my eyes to the hills, from whence comes my help.
Shakespeare.
All right, we've got a few Psalms. We've got
Shakespeare.
We've got Shakespeare. What are we?
I'm thinking.
Are we kind of unified on the Psalms, or
I'm thinking more Psalm, but
was Keziah kind of like an outlier, or is she actually on the right track? Maybe Keziah's the only one correct. You don't know. All right. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking more Psalms, but then I could be. Very wrong.
I'm on the same page. I reckon Psalms. Is absolutely Psalms. In fact, I knew it was Psalms because it was...
My hands sort of tricked me and I was like,
Because Casting Crowns does an entire song kind of based on that. It's amazing and you should listen to it.
To be honest, I can't really remember which translation I used. I just found one that sounded old. That is from a translation.
It was probably King James.
Yeah, I think it was KJV.
From whence comes my help?
Just,
No, Josiah just added the word. Josiah added it.
Josiah has been translating. I am one who loved wisely, but too well. That is tricky.
All right. It could actually... no. Oh, no. Yeah.
All right.
I am thinking Shakespeare.
Yeah, I'm fairly confident it's the Shakespeare. It's the Will I Am.
Yeah.
Or the Would I Was. Whichever tense you want it in.
Yeah.
Spearmint. All right.
Love the answers from Adam Miller at the moment.
We've got Shakespeare. We've got Ronald going Psalms.
Oh, no, he's changed his mind. It's now Shakespeare.
Okay. Well, you can't say both.
Sorry. It's the exact same colours on our chat, sorry. It's like...
All right.
I think I need to get my eyes tested.
We're going... Answer?
Yeah.
It is Shakespeare. I'd love to know which plays these are from, actually. That would be...
Google.
Good knowledge. Friends is from the King James 21st century. How do you have a 21st century King James? King James was very dead in the 21st century. The sun shall not strike you by day, nor the moon by night. Now that's hard. That is a curveball. That is a big curve.
Yeah, that's a curveball.
See, no one knows now. All right.
I think I remember, but like...
I want to see what the chat thinks.
Yeah, should have gone to
It's Bible. It is Bible. Shakespeare and Psalms. So far 50-50. Sounds like something Greenland would say.
Not wrong.
Well, I know who that is. I also don't know who that is. So, Psalms.
That's all right. I would have spelt it wrong anyway in the chat anyway, so don't worry.
All right.
Or I choose.
You're not allowed to choose or. I love your thinking, Angel, but it has to be the Psalms, Shakespeare. One or the other.
Did you almost say or?
I did. And I thought about it and I decided not to.
That's like...
All right, we've got Shakespeare, Psalms. I'm going Shakespeare.
I'll go Psalms.
Oh! Which verse is that?
I can't remember, but yeah.
Oh, Josiah! What? We need to know what verse that is.
Come on.
Do a Google.
Yeah.
That's... Sun shall not strike you by day, nor the moon by night. Is that like Psalm 136?
Psalm 121, verse 6.
I was close.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, next one.
I'm quite happy about that.
Not me. I'm a man more... we start. We're back at the start.
All right.
Here we go.
GG's.
Good job, guys. Yay.
Yay.
Pretty much everyone got it all right. So 100 points to everyone. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, like when you're at school in the athletics carnival and they're like, everyone gets a ribbon.
You came. Well done.
You came last, but you still get a ribbon for
Yeah.
coming
There was
last.
a funny story. One time, because of just the fact that my class size was so small, basically all the girls got into district from doing cross country, just because of the fact that there was just not enough of us. So they just sent us all. I am quite clearly not a runner. I was always pretty much last, and so like, even though I let, so me and my friends, we were quite a big group of friends. We all kind of ran together. We would walk some of it. It was a lovely, lovely time together. And then, like, we basically let everyone else go in front of me, and I just kind of came in behind. Still went to district. Me and my best friend at the time, during district, were that slow that they thought we were the winners of the guys' race that had started afterwards. Which was ridiculous because, first of all, we looked nothing like dudes. But, like, we came up, they're like, oh, congrats, you got first place. We're like, no, we didn't. I'm pretty sure we came dead last. So, yeah, that's cool. My cross-country story. That was my non-earned ribbon story.
I remember, like, I think it was year 9. We had cross country, and they're like, "Oh, well, we're not doing it around the school. It was the bridge to bridge course. If you're in near Pakenham, my house is on the bridge to bridge course." I was like, I just walked home afterwards. Probably shouldn't have, but I did. I was like, "Oh, you got to go get your bag from the school." I'm like, "Do I?" It was at the end of the day, and they're like, "Oh, you can go." And in year 9 at Beacon Hills, it was like, "Yeah, you get to go and be in the city and all of that." So
that's fair.
I didn't like cross country. Or another time I had a music lesson, then walked.
Yeah.
I walked, and they're like near the end, and I'm walking, and they're like, "Oh, you're coming first." I'm like, "I've just come back from a music lesson, but if you're wanting to give me one of those papers, I won't be taking it."
That's funny. I came 11th in year 6, so I would have been the emergency. But they told me I couldn't go because a girl transferred from another school and took your place.
Lol.
Honestly, I would have loved
complain.
that. I was so annoyed when I got sent to district. I'm like, I don't want to go to district. I'm like, this is the worst idea to send me to district. And I tried to get out of it and I couldn't. It was really sad.
I'm not a big sporty person, so I'm like,
no.
You swap with me in an event in athletics? No backsies.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
I think it's time before we go over our message. We are now introducing. Sorry, I'm just going to grab our notes. I'm going to read it, so I'm not. Upside Down series. So this series will be taking a look at some of the parables of Jesus, and we'll see how he redefined what the kingdom of God is really like. 100%. So we're going to pass it over to Ads.
Yep, the Upside Down Kingdom by Pastor, and first message from Pastor Ads.
Yep.
Enjoy.
Hey Follow Youth, Pastor Ads here, and I'll tell you what, I am excited to kick off this first message in the series of the Upside Down Kingdom. Let me start by telling you a story. About probably 8 years ago, I used to live in a town, a big city actually, called Bendigo. And when we were in Bendigo, we felt a call to move to CYC and move from Bendigo, which is in central Victoria, all the way to Phillip Island. And when we were leaving, as you do when you leave a house, you get it cleaned up, you mow the lawns, you make sure it's all pretty. And just as I was nearly finished mowing the lawns, our lawnmower kind of just went kaput. Nothing happened, it just stopped. So we called over a guy, because we needed these lawns mowed ASAP. So we called over a guy to just finish mowing the lawns. He looked at this mower, which we were fed up with, and he said, "Do you mind if I take it?" And we're like, "Hey, sweet, it's one less thing we have to pack." And to be perfectly honest, it's broken. It's damaged. We don't want it anymore. It's no use to us anymore. So this guy took the mower, and you know what? It was probably just a spark plug. It was probably just something really small that at that point in time, we just saw this mower as damaged, as broken, and therefore we didn't want it anymore. And you know what? Some of you might be feeling that way. You might have tuned into tonight's stream and you might be feeling broken. You might be feeling distant from God. You might be feeling like God can't use you because of the things you've been through. And now you're damaged, you're broken, and you don't have any value. Well, I want to share a parable with you guys. It's a very short one, and it's one that I have spoken on before, but it just has so much meaning. And it's one that I really feel God wants me to share with you today. So in Luke chapter 15, we find probably the most powerful and famous parables in the ones that Jesus has told. And it starts off with Jesus talking to tax collectors and prostitutes and really the people who are the scum of society. And the Pharisees come up and they see Jesus talking to these people, and they say amongst themselves, "Look at this guy, he's even associating with tax collectors and prostitutes and the scum of the world. These guys don't, man, this is a rabbi, he shouldn't be associating with those people." And then Jesus tells 3 parables in a row: the lost sheep, the lost coin, and the lost son. And today I just really briefly want to talk to you about one that we actually skim over more than any of those 3, is the lost coin. So in Luke chapter 15, verse 8, it says this: "Suppose a woman has 10 silver coins and loses one. Won't she light a lamp and sweep the entire house and search it carefully until she finds it? And when she does find it, she will call in her friends and neighbors and say, 'Rejoice with me, because I have found my lost coin.' In the same way, there is joy in the presence of God's angels when even one sinner repents." What an awesome story. And you know what? It's easy to look at that and go, so she lost a coin. Whoopity-doo-dah. Like, she's got other ones. It's okay. Why are you turning the whole house upside down? And why would you call over the neighbors? Can you imagine doing that if you had, let's say, 10 20-cent pieces and you lost one, and then you found it again, and then you call all your neighbors and you go knocking on their doors and say, "Hey guys, come over. We're having a big do. We're having a big celebration because I found my 20-cent coin." They would look at you weirdly and shut the door because you're a bit loopy, you know? But we have to understand the context. And we know the 3 most important rules of reading the Bible are context, context, context. So what are these coins? Why are they so important to this lady? You see, when a woman got married, she received 10 silver coins as part of her dowry, and they were hers. No one could take them. They belonged to her. And the thing about these is that each coin was a drachma, which was about 1 day's wage. So she really had 10 coins, which were about 2 weeks, like a fortnight's worth of work. And they were hers. No one could touch them. And if for some reason she got divorced, or if for some reason she got widowed and her husband passed away, these 10 coins, unless she was young enough to marry again, were all she had to live on for the rest of her life. And then after that, she had to beg. Can you imagine being in a space where you only have 1 fortnight's pay to live off for the rest of your life? It won't go very far. And here's the really interesting thing, is not only did she have to use those coins if the husband died or if she got divorced, but if she lost one of these coins, her husband could kick her out. And then she would have to live the rest of her life on 9 coins. So for her, this was everything. Her life was about to be turned upside down because she didn't have this coin. If her husband found out that she lost the coin, she could be kicked out. So she looks everywhere. She's looking under things. No nook and cranny is unsearched. And finally, she finds the coin. Can you imagine the relief in her heart, the relief in her spirit to go, "Oh, I found it. My life is not going to be drastically changed like that forever." You see, for anybody else, they might look at that coin and go, "It's just a coin. It's 1 drachma. It's fine. It's not an issue." But for her, the value she placed in it was life and death, was living at a home or living on the streets. It meant everything to her. You see, what does it mean for us? Well, Jesus is sitting with the tax collectors, the scum of the world, and he tells this story because he's telling the Pharisees here is that God places immense value in his people. And these are people who other people would look at them and go, "Whoopity-doo, they're nothing special." But God says, "I will do anything for them because I place so much value in them." You might be here watching tonight and you might be struggling with mental health, with physical health, with brokenness, pain, maybe addiction. And you've convinced yourself that you're not valuable to God because you keep making the same mistakes over and over and over and over. Or maybe you just can't kick this addiction or this mental health and you go, "You know what? God sees me as broken. I am not able to be used the way that he wants me to be used." Can I just encourage you with this, the lost coin? This is from the words of Jesus, is that you have immense value to God. He wants you. He pursues you with a fierce and a jealous love. He wants you more than anything. And he will search and search and search, and he will get you and he will find you. And when he does, oh man, he's going to celebrate. There's a party going on in heaven. And it's so easy for us to go through that and then experience pain and brokenness still and suffering and go, man, maybe I am just truly broken. Maybe I'm just invaluable to God. And let me tell you, nothing can draw you away from God. Nothing can make God look at you and say, not anymore. Nah, they're not worth it anymore. That's not God. God wants you because He has decided that you are valuable. Isn't that awesome? Isn't that exciting? No matter what we go through, God wants us still. God sees us as valuable and He can use us for His kingdom. Man, that's so encouraging. So I hope as you finish this stream tonight, I hope that as you think afterwards and as you're chatting in the chat after this message, that you will be reminded that God wants you because you have immense value to Him.
That's so awesome.
Oh, so awesome. I always love Ads' messages, like even in church and in there, but like just at the moment that, you know, we are in lockdown and like it is sometimes hard to see that you are sort of valuable. Like, you know, he's talking about, are you valuable? But yes, you are. Like, you know, you may not feel that normal when we're out of lockdown. You get that validation of being valued and all of that because you are isolated. And I love that, you know, Jesus is always says that you are always valued. You're not
100%.
You are valued 100%. He's loved you all your life. Like, it's like God has loved you since the beginning and all that, even though Jesus is telling this as well. Like, even though you may have obviously the 10 coins and you find it again and you can celebrate it. Like, we need to celebrate people that do come back in to God. Like, you need to celebrate it. Yes, it may be one person, but that one person could have been having the hardest time they've ever had, like from whatever it is, like mental health or anything like that. And you need that, and to have that validation from people. And that's what this is sort of talking about.
Yeah, it's definitely really resonates with me, and just knowing that God loves me and God loves everyone. Doesn't matter what you've done. It doesn't matter what your past is. I'm going to refer back to The Chosen because it's just amazing and genuinely has transformed my faith and has brought me closer to God. But one of my favourite quotes is from Mary Magdalene, and she's talking with Nicodemus and he's saying, and he's going, you've changed. There's been a miracle happen in your life. What's happened? You know, and, you know, she's like, I don't know how to explain it except to say this. I was one way and now I'm completely different. And the thing that happened in between was Him. There is nothing you can do or say or act on or think or anything. There is nothing that can happen to you. Nothing can separate you from the love of God. That is scripture. That is written in the Bible. There is no height nor depth, nor mountain nor valley, nor angels nor demons that can separate us from the love of God. There's nothing. He loves you forever. No strings attached. He loves you and He wants you. And He has chosen you. And I just think it's just amazing. It's just like, why? It's just mind-blowing. It just doesn't make any sense, and yet it's true.
You feel like at times you, like, even without, or you just feel like you're not 100%. It's like you come back and you read that and you go, you are valued. You just, I just love it, like sort of something like that. And it's like, and I think your message today is something that we all needed to hear, and I think it's perfect timing, to be honest.
100%.
With us all being in lockdown, and it is probably one of, like, especially for us Victorians, like, you know, we've been in lockdown so many times, it's not even funny. 5.0, and I think to have something right now where people are probably sitting in there thinking of their lowest times, and to have this, and is just so powerful right now, I think. Yeah,
definitely. And I love what Ads has said. We live in a society where it's so easy to discard the broken and find the new. God's upside down kingdom is redeeming the broken. You are valuable. And that says loads. Like, we are always trying to get the latest iPhone, or, you know, the new, like, flavour of Coke has come out. We've got to try that. Screw the other one. Like, it always has to be new, always has to be fresh. Fashion changes every day. Music changes every day. Like, it's constant. There is no, people can't sit still and enjoy old. They have to go back to new. Weirdly enough, they continually refer back to the old, but that's not relevant right now. But just don't, God loves you for who you are, and he made you who you are, and full stop, end of story. Nothing else to add. Yeah. Romans 8, 38 to 39, that's, no height nor depth, nothing. I say that one a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely really great message, and really, really, really significant for right now.
Yeah.
With everything that goes on, yeah. Has anyone got any questions? We've got ads in the chat, so you can ask him stuff about the message and he can answer them, or we can have a crack. And we've got all of the leaders in the chat as well that can also have a crack. And all of you guys, because you guys are all intelligent, and
we would love to hear even some of your other thoughts and all of that. It's like, this is what we're here for, to have these great discussions. Even though we are not obviously physically together, we can hopefully just have it online and to still have somewhat of the same connections. And I always love discussing it, a message from someone that they've just, and sort of getting some extra thoughts on top as well at the same time.
Definitely.
And,
yeah, we'd love to hear you guys' thoughts, and like try answering each other's questions as well. We're like, it's a discussion, it's an open table, and it's an even table. We're not here saying that we know everything and we know better than you, and we're obviously had a bit more life experience depending on the person. Some people at 8 years old have had more life experience than I have, but
it's the context of what they've had.
Depending on things. But we may have read the Bible a couple more times or a couple less times. It doesn't matter. We're all here giving our thoughts, and
some people, myself, sometimes I still read the Bible, but sometimes it sort of goes in and then goes straight out. But as soon as you discuss it with someone, you sort of, it more sticks with you. And you can have these discussions, and that's what I love about it.
Just share what you know. Share what God's already taught you in your life. That's always the most important thing, really.
Right, yeah.
What was something that got you thinking, oh, what else? How do you memorize a monologue? It's for school. Well, it's hard.
They are hard.
My sister's probably the easier one to ask for this because she's doing year 12 theatre studies at the minute, but just repeat. I don't know. Repeat it a lot.
Repeating it. It's also,
studying it, getting the emotion behind it. Like, once you've read it 3 times and you've got emotion to each
It's sort
line,
of like a speech in a sense. And if you're doing it as a play sort of thing, like different, if you're hopping and changing between different characters, but if you're changing for one, you've got to then understand what's going on. But it's like if you do it, memory techniques, reading it one line at a time and practicing that 10 times in a row, like just saying it 10 times in a row, you'll remember it.
Yeah.
But
just trust that you'll get it. I've found that has helped. Just don't freak out about having it all memorized at once. Just trust yourself. Know that your brain will get it eventually. But yeah, definitely Google it. Google is your best friend.
And there's always other people around, like, perform it. And, like, you just go, look, I'm still learning. I'm still remembering it. Like, have it there in front of you. But instead of having it, I'm just using my iPad. Instead of having it here, have it there, like, sort of there. So where it's a little bit further away. So you can't really always rely on it. And then you start, okay, we're going to remember 25% of it. Okay, you're trying to first remember the first quarter of it. And you just keep practicing that, okay?
Just practice, I think.
It takes time. Like, you think of the people that learn whole entire shows and have 3 months to remember a whole entire script.
Yeah. It's just, and don't expect it to happen at once. It'll take time.
It takes time. Like, those year 12s at the moment, they get 6 months to try and memorize, literally less than 6 months to memorize a monologue for an exam. Like, yep.
Start with one sentence, slowly build on that. All good advice. Has anyone got any other questions that you want to ask? It's okay if you don't, by the way. Or any, comments or, just thanks to ads because that was really awesome, and we should get lots of like claps in the chat, chats in the clap.
Yeah.
Can't speak English, but that's fine.
I think I would just like, if you are at this time, I know people are struggling in lockdown. I'm just going to grab something up. I put on my Facebook last week, if you are struggling with mental health, anything, please talk to people, talk to anybody you trust.
There's a bunch of different
And there's a bunch of different
places.
people that you can talk to. Like, you know, if you don't feel comfortable talking to your parents, talking to a leader, and you just want to talk to someone, there are places to do that. I really feel like I need to say this during this time. There are places like Lifeline. So their number is 13 11 14. Beyond Blue is 1300 22 46 36. Kids Helpline 1800 55 1800. And I think that during this time, as we are in lockdown and struggling with what this is going through, and I feel that I need to also just say that out to you guys, that there's a way that you can talk to, because I know that this needs to be said. People are struggling. I know lockdown has been hard for me. It's been hard for everyone. And if you don't have someone to talk to, I want you to be able to speak to someone and not... You are valuable on this earth.
100%.
You are not... And that's what I want to make. I took out of that thing. And, you know, there could be heaps of other things that, you know, ads is put in, but I just wanted to say that you are valuable, and there's people that are going to validate you and make you sure that you are valuable.
There are so many places you can go. All of us leaders are here for you, even if you don't want to like talk about what's going on. Just reaching out and saying, hey, I'm having a hard time. Can you pray for me? And we would 100% just do that. Or just if you need a Bible verse or some encouragement, or just have a nice chat, just message and go, hey, how you going? And you just want some company. That's fine as well. All of those, I'll read them out again as well. We've got Lifeline, so a number, Lifeline, 13 11 14. Then you got Beyond Blue, which is 1300 22 46 36. And then you got Kids Helpline, which is 1800 55 1800. So,
and you could use those numbers if you feel like you have a friend is in that same place, and if anything else gets the worst, please call 000.
And
I just
Ads is posting them in the chat.
Thank you, Ads.
Well.
This is the time that you need to say that you are not doing okay.
Yeah, Ronald's right. Yeah.
It is very isolating for people, and I feel like you are valuable, and we want to see you. And we all really would love to see you at youth. Yeah. And we don't want anything.
We miss you guys a lot, and we're all here for you and supporting you, and just, we're definitely keen to meet back in person. But this is a hard time for everyone, myself included. I can't speak for everyone, but I do know that it's been tough for a lot of people, and, you know, tensions are high, and people are really not coping with having to get locked down constantly, and it is just a difficult season. Like, I can remember when all of the pandemic stuff started, people were like, oh yeah, it'll be 3 months and it'll be over. Yeah. And thinking that like a year of pandemics and lockdowns and things was like ridiculous. And it's like, well, it's getting up to 2 years, a year and a half, 2 years like of pandemics and lockdowns, and it's like it's the new life norm,
but it's frustrating. We all get that, and we're here to support you. Everyone's here to support you. And your best friends, like, you need to look out for everyone during this time.
And those phone numbers are really good. If you just don't want to talk to anyone that you know, you just want to
keep it anonymous.
Keep it anonymous. Go to someone that has expertise and knows some things and knows how to coach you through it, and it can help you. But we're also all here for you. If you go to the church website, there's all of ways to contact us and things. So
if you need to contact us, like, our contact details are on the Follow Baptist Church website. You click onto, correct me if I'm wrong, Josiah, if you go to the Follow Youth and there's click Meet the Team, you'll have each individual leader and their contact details. So you go to there. If you were not feeling well, you want to chat to me, my contact details are on there. Naomi's are on there. Tori's, Josiah, and Ads, all of that. And everyone. So, I think Josiah's going to quickly show us up that
there we
now.
go.
It'll be a moment, but he will show us how it all works.
Ads is beating him to it.
Ads is beating it to him, but he's going to show us how the website works.
Yeah.
And so it would be awesome, just so you know where our contact details are, and that we can help you during this time.
Yeah.
It's just
we love you guys.
We love you guys, and we want you to be able to be seen and heard. And
we want you to be okay. We know it sucks. There we go.
There we go.
Follow Youth. This is funky.
So here's our term. Maybe we'll
look at all your faces and ignore mine.
So here's us. So here's our contact details. If you click on them, you've got
There's
everyone.
a bit of a blurb. There's different things that you can click on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll maybe, if you want to go back to our previous page. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Josiah.
Acting on the fly.
How to do that?
No, that's okay.
We've done that one.
1 second.
Yeah, that's okay.
Right here.
Give us time. It's all good. Obviously, we had our flyer for the term, but obviously during lockdown, we are in lockdown, but next week we have an awesome trivia night, which will be up on our socials, but we can be able to do an awesome trivia night. Even though it will be online, it will be an extended stream. So normally our streams hopefully go run for about an hour to maybe an hour 5, 10.
This is a good segue.
An hour 5, 10, and that will be doing an awesome trivia night, but also our term flyer will always be on there.
Yeah.
But
and keep our socials will let you know if anything changes.
And so we're going to have a stream next week.
Yep. It'll be an extended stream. So bring a snack, bring a drink, get comfy. It'll be a bit.
Bring a drink.
It'll be a bit longer than normal. We're thinking roughly about an hour longer, so it might be. We're thinking a 2-hour stream for the trivia night, but it'll be fun. Lots of games, lots of questions, lots of exciting times.
The week after the trivia stream we are going to have, which is technically the church's rest week.
Yep.
So there will be no
we won't be doing
youth,
anything.
even if we are face to face or we are not.
Yep.
There will be no stream. It's a rest week for everyone. We get to have.
We can sleep and just take a break and let Josiah breathe for a second and Ads breathe for a second. So next Friday 7 till 9 trivia night. Very exciting. We're all. I think that's all of our announcements. Yeah, We'll keep you guys updated if things change, because obviously with lockdowns and stuff, things change very quickly. But
just keep on our socials, which are the links are down in our screen here,
down below.
And so you can click those links if you want to be added to our youth mailing list or whatever for the church, and you'll get the updated details on a Tuesday night or Wednesday from Marie, who will also send extra details about the youth. So if you don't
100%.
have access to social media but you want to be added, email Ads and he'll add you to our email list.
Yeah.
So
awesome. Are there any other questions before we kind of wrap up and head off? Because obviously some people are very excited to go see the Olympics in their TVs, but yes, I'm very excited that it's coming to Brisbane, because that's kind of cool, because I could travel to Brisbane and go see the Olympics. Mate, I hope by 2032 we can travel to Brisbane.
Yeah.
I hope the pandemic has not lasted that long. Yeah, I'll be 32. Grow up.
But I hope you've enjoyed this stream tonight.
Yeah.
I've really enjoyed it. I also loved Ads' message. Today I think it was just perfect timing. It was
100%.
just what we needed. You know, sometimes I loved in Ads' sermon a couple of weeks ago. I had something to say, and I feel like this needs to be said. You know, we planned to do something else, but I feel like sometimes just change of plan. Sometimes always just
that is my
ends up being like the icing on the cake. I'm going to change the plan, do something else, and it ends up being the icing on the cake.
Yep.
I love it.
That sermon is probably the best sermon I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Full stop. I've never heard a sermon preached like it. To say that sometimes miracles don't happen, I've never heard said.
Yeah.
And that was awesome to hear. So, thank you, Ads. We have had fun. We have enjoyed tonight. I hope you guys have a good night. Enjoy the Olympics. Tune in. I don't know what channel
Aussies.
it's on, but it's probably on Channel 7. They're the sport channel now, so probably go there. So good job, everyone, on the Psalms and Shakespeare. I hope you guys took a lot out of tonight, and are doing well, reach out if you need, and we will see you all next week for Trivia Night. Get keen, bring snacks. It'll be fun.
Yep.
All right, have a good night, guys.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.